You Have Real Estate, brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. I am your host, Justin Clark. A great show ahead today, but first, the opening statement. As always, I have a commitment to you. That commitment is this: the real estate market right now is certainly declining, and a lot of you are thinking about selling your house. The thing that you need to know before you sell your house is, what is your house worth? And these websites are not going to tell you what your house is worth, or you can't trust what number that website spits out. I will send someone to your house and tell you what they think they could sell your house for today. All you have to do is call the phone number 407-205-0400. Now, the opening statement. You're thinking about moving, but you're like, oh, moving is such a pain. I've got to pack everything up. I've got to re-register my cars. I have to re-register where I vote. How does that work? If you are moving anytime soon, but you're worried about the next election and how you register to vote, how you find where to vote, how do you do that? Great question. A question that we're going to answer by asking real questions. Every weekend here on the program, we ask real questions to the trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Who better to ask about where to vote, how to vote, than your Supervisor of Elections in Seminole County, Amy Pennock. Hi, Amy. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
I mean, people do get a little confused by this. They're like, I know I'm a Republican or I know I'm a Democrat. I don't know if I'm registered as either one of those. I don't know where to go vote. People have these questions. How do I answer them?
You can come into our office. You can look on our website. We look up your voter ID, your voter registration, to make sure you are registered in Seminole County at the right address. If you change your address through the DMV, we get notification. We get to update that as long as you let them know to update it with us. But it really is your responsibility, if you move, to come in and change your voter registration address.
So it is as easy, though, as going on the website and entering a little information, and I can kind of see what you know about me.
Absolutely. You have to put two identifiers in, so your date of birth, your social security number, your driver's license. Brings up your voter registration, and it will tell you everything you need to know about where you're registered to vote, where your precinct is, who your representatives are, and when the next election is.
Where are we at with the voting by mail thing now anyway? Because I get confused. I don't know exactly what's going on. I know it was a hot button issue in the past. When can I vote by mail?
You can vote by mail as long as you have registered to vote by mail before the next election. So the state of Florida offers 3 ways to vote: in person, early, and on in-person day of, early, or vote by mail. Seminole County traditionally has about 80,000 people registered to vote by mail, and every year after the general election, the vote by mail registration expires, so you have to re-register.
I kind of like going there. I don't know. What do you I like getting my sticker. Dallas, what do you think?
Same thing, like the sticker.
I kind of like getting the sticker. I don't know, but I know the vote by mail thing is very, it's easy for people, I guess.
You get a sticker when you vote by mail, too.
How is
we
that?
send it in the mail
They
with
do?
your ballot, absolutely.
See, I obviously haven't been voting by mail. Derek Moser's shaking his head at me. He obviously votes by mail. But no one in Seminole County this year is going to be voting at all, it seems. For the first time since before I was born. I was born in '79. This is the first time there hasn't been an election since, what, '78?
Yes,
What is
correct.
that about? How is this happening?
So this year we would have had 3 municipal elections: Lake Mary, Oviedo, and Altamont, and all of their incumbents held their seat, and we have 1 new elected official in the city of Lake Mary. There was no opposition, so by default they retain their seats, they gain their seats, and we have no elections this year. But we want to make sure people get election ready for the primary and general elections next year.
Absolutely. So you are relatively new as an elected official, or at least as the Supervisor of Elections. There was some, I'm trying to say this, you had some work to do when you first got there, okay? And you've done a great job, and you're doing a fantastic job. How has having no election this year, you think, impacted what you've had to do there to get everything up and running?
Well, disappointed we don't have an election because we wanted to put some of our new equipment and processes to test, but it gives us some more time to work through some of the address changes that we've gotten in from our address confirmation letter we sent out. And it allows us to do just a little bit more office cleanup and training for our staff to make sure that we are ready. We are doing a focus too on making sure people are registered to vote and informed about what's coming up next year.
Yeah. If I do want to vote at the precinct, is there only one place I can go, or are there multiple places I can go? How does that work?
During early voting, you can go to any of the precincts that are, or any of the sites that are open, including our office. On election day, you can only go to your precinct.
Gotcha. What sort of time, how long are the lines normally, especially on election day on a big election? How long are these lines typically?
It depends. If it's a presidential election or a gubernatorial election, you see a higher turnout on presidential races, which is crazy. You'd think people would want to vote local. It's more impactful to them. The lines are they're quick. We can get someone in 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. We did see huge lines this last election. Early voting lines were down the street at many locations because people were really passionate and wanted to get out and make change.
You always know where a voting location is because on election day or leading up to election day, the signs are everywhere.
Yeah.
What are some of the rules on the signage? And I hear these absolute war stories about certain candidates taking signs from other candidates or whatever. What are the rules on signage, number one?
So at every polling location, you cannot have a sign within 150 feet from the door of the polling location. Only our elected official signs can be in there. Outside of that, you can put your signs up pretty much anywhere. Just because you can doesn't mean you shouldn't, doesn't mean you're a good candidate. There's some cities, there's some locations, there's some polling locations that just don't want to sign up.
So the supervisor of election, which is you in Seminole County, is what's considered a constitutional officer. And I don't think that a lot of people at home know exactly what that means. What is a constitutional officer?
We are here to guide and protect the Constitution of the United States. And my office particularly is to run elections and make sure that it's free and fair of fraud.
I know I'm partial to Seminole County, but my goodness, what a great roster of elected officials we have, including you, and you start talking about JR, Sheriff Lima, and David, and what a great roster of elected officials we have. How is your relationship with the other constitutional officers in Seminole?
We have a great relationship, a great partnership. We go out, have lunch, kind of banter, have great discussions on how our offices are doing, how we can better serve the community, what's going well, what's not going well. So we rely on each other. We have a great relationship.
Good deal. So when you are the supervisor of elections, think about a football team, right, who's practicing all week long for their big game on Saturday or Sunday, depending on if it's college or NFL. Practice is one thing, but then there's a certain buzz about game day itself. When you're running the election office like you are, you're kind of gearing up for the election season all year, but when election day is actually there, is there a buzz? Is that like game day for you?
Absolutely. It's super exciting. It's like the biggest party that we want everybody to come to, and we want you to come support your team, whoever it is. There's always challenges. There's challenges with equipment. There's challenges with the human capital component. But you work through those, and it is a buzz day because it's the end of what you've been working so hard for over the past year to get prepared for and deploy.
Absolutely. Amy, keep up the great work. You're welcome here anytime. On behalf of everyone in Seminole County, thank you so much. Doing a great job. A very quick break. When we return, You Have Real Estate continues. Welcome to our house. I mean, you spend more time here than I do, but it is hurricane season. You know our windows are terrible. Yeah. When hurricanes roll through, we actually go to your parents' house because we feel safer there because you don't feel the wind vibration. Go feel the windows right now. Hit the windows like that.
Okay.
This is not a window.
No,
that
and
it should
I mean,
ever
there's
be relied
condensation
upon
from just our sprinkler.
But during a storm like that, you
Water's
wonder why you
coming
feel the
through.
vibrations. Even when a summer storm rolls through, we feel the vibrations here. That's why Dan Brigman is here today, Renewal by Anderson. Dan, as a man, I want to feel like I have a safe, protected place for my family. And I don't here. I'm not ready for hurricane season because of the windows that we have. What can I do as a family guy to make sure my family's safe during the storm season?
Well, first thing you have to do is you got to do what, you've got to inspect your windows. You've got to know and learn about what you have. And Justin, what you have is not a hurricane window. That's not going to stop anything from coming in this house. If a shingle or a terracotta tile were to blow off in your next door neighbor's house in a windstorm and hit that, and you're sitting at this table, it is not a good day. All right, it is coming through. So what we have to do is we have to get coastal windows in this house, and we have to get them in as soon as we can.
I totally agree. The financing that you have too is fantastic. You make it super easy for me to afford windows in my house.
Yes, we do. Look, we know that no home improvement project is cheap, right? I mean, most of us just don't carry, $50, $60, $70,000 around in our pocket, right? And so what you have to do is you have to make it affordable for our homeowners. And that's just what we do through our easy pay plans. We have multiple different ways that we do business. We have 12 months, no interest, 18 months, 24 24 months. We even have 180-month low interest plans. Some of them as low as 5.9. You can't even buy a house.
You
for
can't.
that low.
Not even close. Do you feel? Thank you, Dan, for coming. By the way, do you feel better?
I do.
Are you going to stop yelling at me?
I mean, Dan's here, so Dan's going to save the day.
Thank
Our
you.
VA is always going to save
A
the day.
renewal by Anderson, QR code on the screen right now. Get your family prepared for hurricane season and storm season. Even if the hurricane doesn't come through, the storm season gets scary here in Florida as well. Do it today. Welcome back to the show. I've invited Michaela in because
Michaela's here.
Well, I mean, I invited you. You wouldn't have just run up here. I said,
I
Michaela,
most
do you want to
certainly
be on the?
can.
You would have just run up?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
maybe.
I invited Michaela here because she likes home improvement. She
do. I love
loves
home improvement.
Home improvement, but more importantly, she loves this next group that we're going to talk to right
We
now. In fact,
love.
of course.
We
love.
we collectively love.
You're going to go sit back there.
No.
You're throwing me off. You go.
Go ahead and start. Say your thing.
These are our great friends. I want you to say hello
Hello. I want you to say hello back. It's your show.
to our wonderful friends at Central Florida Skylight. The first family of Skylights, I would say.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to the show. Great to see you guys.
Thank you.
Talk about Skylights for a second because I love them. I think it really brightens up your house, obviously. But people are concerned, I think, in some ways about you going in and actually cutting a hole in my roof, putting a skylight up there, and there's going to be some leakage from the Florida rains. How does that work?
Yeah.
No, that not going to have any leaks with our skylights because I've got the 30 years of roofing experience. That's what I know. I know it good by the back of my hand. So when I put it in, it's going to be sealed up, watertight, no chance of leaks whatsoever, and no bugs.
No bugs. That's huge as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about sound because I love a good rainstorm, but sometimes that means hail. Is it going to sound like gunfire in my house or?
No, I mean, our units are made with impact glass. There's a lot of layers involved with it that really reduce a lot of that sound. A lot of people assume that you're going to hear that sound because they have the plastic domes, and we specialize in replacing those plastic domes with the impact glass. So no noise whatsoever.
So Torrin, you do so much behind the scenes. I know your whole family really kind of runs the business, but what happens when you show up at my door? Like, take me through that whole process.
Yeah, we talk about your space. We look at what is dark in here. What are you trying to brighten up with your rooms? And so I take a look at that, and we talk about placement. Talk about, okay, this would be a great spot for this to really brighten up this place, especially like kitchens. Really great place to put it where it's going to brighten up your sink and where you do a lot of the cooking and whatnot. And I go through all of our samples and I explain how everything is built. I explain my dad's experience and explain how you're really in good hands with our family and how we're going to help your family as well.
Yeah, you're not going to let me put it in the random closet. We're going to
Right,
put it.
exactly. We're going to make it where it's most beneficial.
Absolutely.
And it is a family business, right? So sometimes I talk to businesses and I say they're just too big to fail because they're such a big business that they're going to do right by the customer. Your situation is actually different. It is fully a family-run business, and you care so deeply about your customers because your customer really is family to you.
Yeah.
They are, because like I go in the attic to do the locate. While I'm in the attic locating, I hear people laughing down below the ceiling, and they're communicating and carrying on with Jaron while he's putting the plastic down and he's starting to cut the ceiling. I'm like, we just got here. You just met them. But they just, they levitate to him. They just warm up to him. And next thing you know, they're giving us water. They're giving us hugs as we're going out the door. I mean, you just feel like you got family. So you wish you could call every one of these customers all the time and say, hey, how you doing? But there's so many, you're so busy. But they just levitate to Jaron and the dogs, the cats, they just love Jaron.
I love Sharon.
Yeah, everyone loves you.
Yeah, so it just goes really well. It works well.
What if I own a house that does have skylights, but it's a little bit of an older house now. The skylights look old and worn out, and they are noisy. Can I still call you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We definitely come on out. We'll take a look at your existing skylights, see what we can do to replace them, give you that impact glass that's going to really bring up the new side of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hurricane season right now, obviously. We have
Yes.
hurricane season every single year. How do I know that I'm protected with my new skylights from hurricanes?
Well, you're getting the impact glass, so you know they're rated at 200 miles an hour. So you know that they're going to be protected from the storm. And we also offer
200?
200 miles an hour. It's been tested in a laboratory with a 2x4. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we also have traditional skylights that open and have solar shades. So we have those options also for traditional skylights. If people are looking for the light and look up and see the sky every day if they want. If not, then they want the natural light like our tubular skylights, they get that. But it's all covered with impact glass.
Yeah.
Hurricane
both
rated.
worlds.
Yeah, and look, on this show I talk to you all the time about resale value and where to really invest your money when it comes to improving your home, but also knowing at some point you're going to sell it. And you don't want to overspend on things. And Skylights and bringing that natural light in, I think can have a real impact on the resale value of your home as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's lights that you're not having to leave on all day long. You're really letting the natural light flood in and really enhance your room. So, yeah, anything to save electric, that's what we're all
Yeah,
about.
that's not going to heat the house
It's a lot
either.
inexpensive to put a skylight in than putting a window or another door in with a window. It's a lot less expensive.
Yeah. What part of Central Florida do you serve?
We serve all of Orlando, all 4 counties, and we also even cover Melbourne, Brevard County, because we have customers that are chasing the home shows from east to the west. And so we're signing people up, and we have hundreds of thousands of people in Melbourne, just like we do here. So we service both areas.
Always a pleasure to have you guys on the show, and
we
you
love
really
it.
have become part of our family. And we love
Yes.
hearing from people who watch the show who have hired you and they have Skylights, and they all say the same thing. It's like, what an amazing, yes, they love their Skylight, but really what they take
family.
away is getting to know you guys and what a great job you do. So thank you for all you do for our audience.
Thank you. Thank you.
Central Florida Skylights. Michaela, I'm going to send you
I'm gonna leave
off
now.
the set
I'm
now
kicked
because
off.
you're really throwing me off today. A very quick break. We'll wrap up You Have Real Estate in just a moment. When it comes to real estate, especially in Florida, the outdoor areas are so important. I'm here at DelaTurf. Ryan Church joins me. When it comes to the outdoor living area, you guys do everything, obviously.
Yes.
What are people looking for, though, to really make their outdoor area so livable?
Well, most of the time when they're buying a house, a lot of times they just don't give them enough room out back.
Yeah.
You know, they'll give these little pads. So we can come in and do, you know, a large paver pad. We could do large turf areas, putting greens. We could do kitchens on top of the pavers. We can do pergolas to cover you, you know, from the sun, all that good stuff.
How does the process work from the time I call you to the time you're installing?
So you call us up, we would send a salesman out to meet with you on site. They can get all of your details at that point as far as what you're looking to do, or even give you ideas if they need to. Then from there, they can quote you, and then the process starts from there, depending on what all you're looking to get done.
I love artificial turf. A lot of people don't even know it's really an option. And when should I consider artificial turf for my house?
Anytime, really. I mean, if you're struggling with maintaining grass, you're struggling with growing grass, you don't want to mow grass, those are great times. You have dogs, you know, all those things are great items for artificial turf.
And it looks beautiful too. I even see people put the artificial grass like on the side walls and things. It looks so cool.
Yep, we've done a little bit of everything. We can even do artificial ivy is another thing we do that we don't talk a lot about. So we can do walls with artificial ivy and everything.
Putting greens, anything for your outdoor area, there's one place to call. That is DelaTurf. Debt can be terrible for families. You feel like you can't put food on the table at the end of the month. Call me now. You have power. I always get angry, well, not angry, but maybe a little bit jealous when I hear about someone who's been sitting on land for a while and all of a sudden sold it for millions and millions of dollars, and they had the foresight several years ago to invest in something that probably didn't cost them a lot of money back then. I think that there is a place, and it's really northern Florida, that has a lot of land for sale right now that maybe you're not going to flip it like a house, but maybe you're going to sit on it for a few years. And in theory, it's almost like striking gold. And there are a few counties that in the northern, kind of southern northern part of Florida, I would say, that really have some wonderful deals when it comes to buying land that you can sit on that's going to become a gold mine down the road. There's one person that knows all of these places, and that is real estate broker extraordinaire Elisha Lopez. Hi there, how are you?
Wonderful.
Talk to me about the counties, though, first. We could strike gold on land counties. What comes to mind to me is Marion County, which has grown up a lot. Just to the west of that, Levy County, which is now kind of following in Marion County's footsteps. What other counties up there have a lot of land for sale?
So you've got Citrus County
Okay.
and Polk County. Polk's been pretty hot lately.
Really?
But it's smaller, so it seems like they're like running through it really quick. Where Marion County, there's still a lot of land, especially out in between Marion and Volusia, where you have that in between with the forest.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot going on out there just because it's a lot of land.
What are you looking for when you're working with a buyer who's trying to buy some land, but to sit on it for a while? Are there any certain things that you're looking for? They're like, you know what, this could be a really good prized possession down the road.
So obviously location's going to be everything and what's around in the area, and sometimes you just don't know because they pop up with this great idea. A developer comes in and like, oh, we're going to build something here. And you're like, oh, I should have bought over there. But I really think if you have 2 counties that are popular and a lot's going on, the one in the middle, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And you don't have any maintenance except for the annual taxes. And most of the time, the annual taxes are going to be super low. I mean, it's really a no-brainer.
If you would like to see some real estate, see some land, vacant land that might be worth a lot of money soon, I highly recommend getting with Elisha. QR code on the screen right now. She can send you what's on there. She can take you to look at the land. But then, Elisha, we also have the guy that I'm always nervous for, the person, the old timer, the farmer, whatever it was, who is a really good person, number one, a trusting person. They've been sitting on this family land for years, possibly even generations. And now they're approached like by a developer, like, we don't need anyone helping you through this deal. This is what we're going to offer. And it seems like a lot of money to this farmer who probably paid nothing for the land. Maybe his grandfather paid $3,000 for it 30, 40, 50 years ago. But I also see this guy getting taken advantage of way too many times. What can I do if I'm sitting on land and I'm getting approached by someone to buy it?
Number one, call me.
Yeah.
Call a real estate broker, real estate agent, especially specializes in land, because dealing in land is completely different than a residential property. I mean, there's some similarities, but most of the time they're getting bought sight unseen. The owner's going to get tied into what is their, like, the due diligence period, and sometimes, like, some of them we see are ridiculous, like a year long. You can miss the boat on selling if you wait that long. But if they're receiving those letters, they definitely need to get it appraised by an agent.
I totally agree. If anyone's approached you, own some land, and someone's approached you about, well, I'll just put an offer in. We don't need you don't need a lawyer. You don't need a real estate agent. I would be very suspicious, because I've seen it so many times, like you said, where this person will be like, I'll give you $10 million for it, and I have it locked down for a year, meaning you can't sell it to anyone else, market it to anyone else for a year, and then they don't have to do anything during that year. Maybe they just say no, or maybe they say yes, and it really is tragic at sometimes, and maybe you realize later when it's too late that you got paid way too little. You've seen this before. You've seen the developers come in and try to take advantage of people, and you've come in and saved the day.
Absolutely. I actually just had one maybe like a month and a half ago, and it's fairly close to the equestrian center. The owner, her husband passed, and she's just ready to, it's like too much work for her. She's ready to be done, but somebody was coming in and trying to take advantage, and it was like actually no, it was like $400,000 less than what it should go under contract for. And she wanted to go through with it because she was just done. But it didn't happen because they knew she was in that situation. And you think, like, how are they going to know my situation? Well, the good old internet, they know everything.
Yeah. And oftentimes the people getting taken advantage of are these sort of old school Floridians who have been here for generations, and most of the time they're a little bit older.
Yeah, the elderly is a huge target for all the scams. And we've just had a couple too with small pieces of land, maybe a quarter acre, and it was just all scams. They were, they were trying, with the buyer, where it's like a fake buyer.
Oh yeah, like a straw buyer type thing?
Something like that, yeah. But
maybe I didn't use the right word. I don't know. I tried to save you, and I was like, I don't know either.
We need to save ourselves, yeah. But it was not the real people.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Elisha Lopez, always good to see you. QR code on the screen for her right now. Thank you to our amazing guests, to our crew as well, most importantly. Thank you. See you again next week for more You Have Real Estate.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.